Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. It really means a lot to me. I got asked the question today, what roles in clinical research would be good for an MBA? That's a Master's of Business Administration. I actually have one. I don't think it was very helpful to me much in my career. The good thing about mine was I did it while I was working, and it was reasonably affordable compared to what they are now. I do think it helped provide some framework early on in my business career, at least to build systems for my site and kind of help me, at least in my head, get everything structured, the different components of the business. Because my bachelor's degree was molecular and cellular biology. So I felt like I was thrown into the site ownership role, and I didn't know anything about business. Plus, my dad kept pushing me because at that time my career was not stable. Hey, go to school. He's very old school. Get a master's degree. So I don't regret it because, again, I think maybe it was 40 grand total, my MBA. I know these days, that was 20 years ago. These days, it's like at least 5 to 10 times that. But this is from someone, the question, who already has an MBA. And since I have that comma MBA after my name, I am allowed to do certain things that others don't do. Like in my niche of psychiatry, there's some rating scales, psychometric rating scales I talk about a lot that require master's degrees or higher. Many of the scales these days require a doctorate degree scale or higher, but since I'm kind of grandfathered in because I've been doing it so long, plus I have a master's degree, I can get away with a lot of it, so it's kind of helped me in that way as well. It has helped me on my CV when I was doing contract stints, consulting stints. Like, there's no way around it. Having a master's is better than not having a master's for your career, especially in our industry. I'm not sure that's could be true in other industries, but in our industry it definitely is. Degrees are still valued. But I suggest you get them later, after you get some experience, not because you want to get another job and you don't have experience. You should establish a foundational core competency within research, establish some experience, and then get a master's if you really want to advance going forward. So, with all that being said, what can you do? Like I mentioned, psychometric rating skills. Clearly anything with management, especially at the site level, CRO level, sponsor level, tech vendor level, that's clearly important. But more important than that master's is your actual experience in those domains. So if you're going to manage a site, I don't care how many master's degree you have, I'm not letting you manage my site until you have experience as a coordinator, because those are the day-to-day operators of a site. At a CRO, you should have some experience as a CRA, because those are the workhorses of the CRO. And at a sponsor level, some kind of combination of those, or maybe you come from the science realm and you have, some science background, because sponsors get involved in that. Remember, sites and CROs don't really do science. Sponsors do science. So you can do a lot with the MBA, but you can also do a lot without it. Is it easier or better to have an MBA and get certain jobs as opposed to not having it, and considering experience levels are the same? Yes. And that's what I found in my career. So as a contract CRA, as a consultant, as an auditor, I was able to get more roles, I feel, because I had a master's degree. Not an MBA particularly, but a master's degree. I know at the time I was looking for a contract CRA role, I went into some interviews, and the interviewer did mention, hey, it's very good you have a master's degree, you clearly have the educational requirements, but you've never really monitored on a phase 1 study. And then I had to prove myself during the interview that I had those transferable skills and all that kind of stuff. So, monitor, site manager, anything in finance, because there's a strong financial component to MBA. It should be in your favor now that there's a lot of consolidation with site networks. The problem is a lot of the people at those site networks have MBAs, but if you have clinical research experience plus an MBA, a lot of these private equity people don't have the clinical research experience part, but there's plenty of MBAs to go around. So the MBAs kind of become a commodity as well. Project manager, like I mentioned, anything in finance, lead CRA because there's the component of managing people, human resources, there's clinical trial managers. I believe in those roles you do need a master's degree or higher. And at sponsor level, a lot of things, but they'll probably put you in budgets or finance if you have experience there, but you can just as easily do project management. I think the MBA is a versatile enough of a degree to where you can, because it is multidisciplinary, you can do finance, human resources, leadership, operations. There's different emphasis during an MBA. Most MBAs, even where I went, had an emphasis. My emphasis was general. I didn't choose to have an emphasis, but if you wanted to, you could. So those are the kind of roles you can get. It's not very different than anyone with any other master's degree, but you can probably get into some finance stuff as well. Whereas someone with a master's of biology probably needs to have experience in finance or contracts and budgets or some transferable skills before they throw them into contracts and budgets. In your case, you have that as an educational background. It'd probably be better off having you there. Could they throw you into a science role, like medical writer? Probably not until you get some experience in that domain. So the trade-offs are just like any degree, but I do think the MBA it's pretty versatile. Do I recommend you get one if you're trying to advance your career? Maybe. I mean, what are you trying to actually accomplish? If you think you want to eventually be in business for yourself, it doesn't hurt to get an MBA to get more education. Although these days, I do think you can learn a lot of this stuff if you're studious on your own through YouTube, through books. I'm a big fan of just reading books. I read a lot of books, and there's one book I'm reading right now on my Kindle, Competitive Market Analysis, I believe it's called. It's like written in the 80s. I'll put the actual name or the link underneath the video to the free PDF. But, I mean, that's an MBA in a book form, right? Like, that is actually required reading for many introductory MBA programs. I think it's called Competitive Market Analysis. And I forgot the author, but someone super famous. And you can take courses like microeconomics for free from MIT. I believe they have like a Coursera and a YouTube channel. So the practical aspects of it, no. Career advancement aspects of it, plus you want to use it for doing some other things, sure. But that's the case for any master's degree. So, like, subscribe, comment, share. No, you don't need a master's to actually know how to do stuff. Yes, you might need an advanced degree to be able to advance in certain career positions. Yes, it does help you. No, it won't help you if you don't have research experience. Get started. Bye-bye.